All right, man. Let's talk about. I'm kind of feeling Jarron Collins as the next head coach for the Pistons. Out of the last three coaches left, Charles Lee. Charles Lee, Kevin Ollie, and Jesus Christ, and obviously Jarron Collins, excuse me. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. So I think I like Jarron Collins. It ain't kind of got nothing to do. I still don't know much about Charles Lee from what I read on Wikipedia. I do think Coach Budenholzer of the Milwaukee Bucks is overrated, but I can't hold that loss. There was a meltdown. Chris Middleton looked like a shell of itself coming off that injury, so that's to be sad, something to say, but I don't mean Charles Lee can't be better, and that don't mean he don't deserve an opportunity, but Jarron Collins' credentials, being coached under Jerry Sloan, very tough, hard. Everybody respecting him, rest in power to him, from Utah Jazz. Playing. I think he played under him, or maybe coached under him, one of the two. And he played, coached under Steve Nash, coached under Detroit's own Willie Green, now in New Orleans Pelicans. So I think he kind of got the credentials. One thing that Jerry Sloan, Utah Jazz, and Steve Kerr, Golden State Warriors all got in common, they defend. Jerry Sloan had, if not the most dominant pick and roll duo in John Stockton and Karl Malone. Now, Karl Malone and Isaiah Thomas did an interview. Just let you know, man, all them NBA beefs and shit like that, all the beefs that you go through now, unless it's really, 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 really serious, a lot of people bury the hatchet when you get old. As a man, one of the things about being a masculine dude, right? One of the things about it, man, we can fist fight, we can crack your mama's jokes, we can wrestle, get serious, break a controller playing a video game, we can have beef. But at some point, like it's not in our mechanism to hold on to shit unless it's like serious death or some unforgivable shit that a man can do, or you cross that, cross a line. And one of the things we are capable of doing as men, no matter what your race, color, creed, none, religion, whatever you want to say, we're able to put that shit to a side. MCA, DJ Quick, E40, Biggie, put that shit aside after Biggie with the candidate said he was whack. You can go on and on, 50 Cent, Fat Joe, 50 Cent, Jadakiss, shit. We able to put that bullshit to the side. We don't hold on to stuff. But Karl Malone, Isaiah Thomas sat down, and I didn't know Karl Malone was almost a Detroit Piston. A couple more picks, he was going to Detroit, and that, that would have been, you can look the interview up on YouTube. I just seen it on my feed, and that would have been a marvelous thing, y'all. Man. He said they would have needed a police escort every city they would have went to, and Karl Malone ain't lying. Because something leaked about Karl Malone being lazy, and that's kind of why he dropped in the draft and whatever, The Iron Man himself, he the car ripped into the NBA. But I just like what I hear from Jarron Collins. Just knowing his temperament. Now, I talked about this on Twitter, and people probably gonna think this taboo. His brother came out as a homosexual, okay? And I know people was wondering, was he the one that was homosexual? So he went on, they was on a late night talk show host or a TV show. He held up a sign, "I'm the straight one, Jarron Collins," for anybody inquiring. Which obviously I don't, obviously it could matter in the locker room, couldn't matter. I don't know, right? And you gotta understand, there's been, guys know if guys, they sexual preferences, they do's and they don'ts, how ignorant it is, and if they dabbling in something else, guys in the locker room already know. But yeah, just to put that out there, I kind of found the picture of it. This shit was kind of funny. And And, you know, they making good fun of it. He got a twin, if you don't know. But I just think, just hearing his credentials, being part of 3 championship winning teams in Golden State, Mike Brown went on to do great things with, you know, Sacramento this year. Obviously, they about to get put out. NBA going, you know, they want Golden State LeBron. And, you know, him studying over Jerry Sloan, who preached defense, who had one of the better pick and roll offenses, hard-nosed, Steve Kerr players coach, you know, implemented the triangle in San Antonio ball movement, preached defense, you know, so played for Willie Green, excellent coach, young coach already, kind of knew how to implement and not, you know, when Zion went out, knew how to implement, held the fort down long enough, you know, when Brandon Ingram and Zion went out, where they still had a chance to win the playoffs, which was incredible to me. I just like his credentials, and I know his temperament. If he coached under Jerry Sloan, he got some fire under him. And he wasn't the most talented player of all time, coming out of Stanford, smart guy. We all know it wasn't rocket science for the Detroit Lions, but you just like how he's groomed. Jerry Sloan, Steve Kerr, Detroit connection, Willie Green. You know, he wasn't the greatest player, so he had to beat guys with his mind. I mean, he was a scout. That's another thing I liked about him. He was a scout, so he was a scout, player development. What did this kind of remind you of? Brad Holmes, Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn said Bill Parcells wanted him to be a scout first, then kind of get into coaching, and it'll help his development. So Jarron Collins has got the credentials from scouting to being part of a player development. You know, Rick Carlisle was a guy that, you know, I've been watching the Knucklehead Pop interviews. They are so good with Darius Miles and Quentin Richardson. And, you know, another guy I didn't know was a player development coach at first, you know, ex-Piston head coach, Rick Carlisle. His rookie was Jermaine O'Neal, by the way. We all know Jermaine O'Neal. If you're a Piston fan, you've been around the NBA. His rookie was Jermaine O'Neal. That's the guy that he was assigned to develop. And if you know Jermaine O'Neal history, the first 4 years in the league, he didn't get to play coming out of high school. And he said that he actually stopped going to the games. And this speak on how great the Paul Allen family was. Rest in peace to Paul Allen. They never leaked that shit out to the media. And he stopped going to the games because he wasn't playing. And, you know, he said Kenny Anderson and I forget who else said the NBA don't give a hell about you. And if you don't, it's going to keep moving without you. They talked to him. He said Rick Carlisle came to his house to get him, but he act like he wasn't there, didn't answer the door. So, you know what I'm saying? So he act like he wasn't there and shit. So, but that was kind of a little funny story. He said he act like he wasn't there at home and hid and whatever, and the vets and Kenny Anderson came to talk to him. But you got to remember, too, Jermaine O'Neal played behind Rasheed Wallace through the years, Deadlift Shrimp, Brian Grant, Gary Trent. Yes, Gary Trent Sr., I believe it was. I mean, you can keep going on and on. The number of people Portland was revolving in and out. And, you know, eventually he got us traded to Indiana. He got a chance to bust out and, you know, be the guy that, you know, they drafted him to be. And, you know, but Rick Carlisle was his development guy. His player, that was the work that he was assigned to help develop. And he said he credited Rick Carlisle for sticking with him. And I just think Jarron Collins went through the proper precautions that pretty much come out of nowhere. And I think he the ideal candidate, kind of regardless of external candidate or other candidates outside the search. I just like what I'm hearing from him. I remember him as a player, his temperament, and I think playing for Jerry Sloan, I think if the door's closed, he wouldn't be scared to light into one of these players' asses neither. So I think that's my selection. I love Kevin Ollie. He was the guy that I preferred at first. I think he come in second just by I don't know much about Charles Lee, so there's no disrespect to him, but I think Jarron Collins is the fit. It seemed like he marks all the boxes. He went through the proper precautions, and I think being patient with him, being patient with Weaver, I think he the coach that's the fit for us. So yeah, let me know what you girls and guys think. I'm way off, a little off. I know if I'm wrong, you know, y'all won't let me forget I was wrong about picking them. But I just like everything I'm hearing. So check out Detroit Piston Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance. Get notifications. We go live and drop video. Financially want to support the channel, Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Appreciate the love and support. One time for the one time. Mercy Sports Talk. Peace.